Get your kids in the bed. Hello, everybody. Your show about to come on. Thank you for tuning in. Are you ready? Let's get it. Drop the beat. It don't matter. Hold on. Let's talk. Let's speak. Ooh, y'all sound good. Ooh, you don't grab that drink. Hey. It's the what? They're so cute. This one you twerk. Hey, I see you over there twerking. I see you over there twerking. Hey, pop it, shake it. Don't stop it, girl. Pop it, shake it. Hello.
Boots Queen podcast.
What's
Boots
up?
Queen podcast.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
How y'all feeling? I mean, the week basically just started.
It has started.
And you're getting into this week.
We are here
October
for
the 1st. We in October.
It's October the 3rd, y'all.
3rd. Oh.
It's the 3rd of the month.
Y'all better already have paid
It's the
that.
3rd of the month.
Your rent is late. Your mortgage is late.
You ain't too late. It's a new
You're
day.
late.
They give you a little time. They just want you
You're
to
late.
pay it. We just want you to pay it in Jesus' name.
You
All
are
right.
late. What's up,
So,
Shorty?
welcome, Shorty, to the Butcher Queen podcast.
So it's the first is Libra season.
It's Libra season.
October is pink
This
Cancer
Scorpio.
month. This Scorpio, how you doing? Because it was raining up there.
I know. What does it look like in New York? In New
It's probably
York.
drained now.
Come on,
It's
New
been a
York.
couple of
I'm
days.
coming. I'm coming to see. I gotta come.
It's
I
been a
gotta go
couple
see
of
this
days now, so
Scorpio.
it's probably done
What does it
drained.
look like, Miss Scorpio? We worried about you out there. Let us know. Let us know. Let the Butcher Queen crew know. You family. We gotta know what's going on. Remember to like and comment and subscribe to the
Butch and
Butch
Queen
and
podcast.
Queen
We
podcast.
got
Tell
a-
a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
We got a
tell-
TikTok, we got Instagram. Join those pages.
Yes, TikTok, Instagram, all this other stuff. How you feeling tonight, Tiffany?
I'm feeling okay. I'm just left in the wonder right now. So
in the abyss of the
abyss
unknown.
of unknown.
My God today.
But hopefully, I get pointed in the right direction.
Yes, Lord.
This thing is called Boundary Busters.
Boundary Busters.
Okay.
It's going down. Y'all ready?
Because some people just like to, bust your boundaries.
Listen, y'all ready for tonight? It's going all the way down. D. Scorpio said, I'm good, but the flooding was bad.
Oh, my
Well, we're
goodness.
glad to know that you're good. We're praying for
I'm glad
everybody in
you're
New
okay.
York and other places and spaces.
That
It
was
a lot.
crazy.
Did you see all that water?
That was a lot of water.
The
Because I saw a lot of
subway
people
had
dancing though. Why was they dancing?
People were living their life like it's gold, and help me understand it. Like, please,
Dancing
bring
in that
me back.
nasty water.
Bring me back.
I told do rats swim?
Does
I don't know. Do they
is
swim?
that meat greasy?
Oh, because I was like, hopefully some of them rats, drown.
Listen, them is animals, honey. That is part of the population. What you mean?
I wanted some of them rats to drown up there.
Baby, it's going down tonight. Y'all ready? We finna break every chain tonight. Boundary busters. Let's
All
get
right.
it.
So first the business shout out.
Y'all know we gotta shout out
The business.
Oh. Business shout out. Listen, I want to show love. I mean, we have been working. Oh, let's fix this. Can you fix this?
Yeah, you moved it.
Oh, it's hot.
It's
That's
right. It
better.
go right
Ooh,
here.
that's better. Business shout out. So it's been a lot. She told me stop touching stuff. I do what I want to do.
And that's why I was in the way.
Listen. Anyway, so shout out to all the small businesses, medium businesses, in between businesses, wherever you fit. If you're thinking about it, if it's in your head, put it on paper, write your vision, make it plain. So I want to shout out Geeks Social Media Group, our own company, tip company.
Oh, that I never do any work for it.
Man, yes you do. So if you check out geeksocialmediagroup.com, Of course, you will learn so much about the other many facets of our life, that we deal in. Of course, we got graphics, we got the grant side, we got
we
the
do
business
branding.
builder, we got event plan. We do it all under the
Yes.
umbrella of
Financials.
Financials, get you together, think about that thing, get your mind right. It's a lot. It's a lot under there. You got to be multifaceted
It's a
in this
big
world
umbrella.
today. So we want to shout out to Tip Millie. We want to shout out to Chris Styles.
She works
Just
for
want
free.
to shout out, she works for free, honey, and you got to get it out the mud. Right? So, again, just remember, no matter what you're doing, big or small, short or tall, just try. Just get out there and try, and you wouldn't believe the places that you can go by simply trying and believing in what you do. That's it. So, shout out to small businesses. My advice today is try.
Try.
Don't
All right.
Let's
We're
get you ready.
we're gonna get into
we got long and strong.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we're gonna get into these updates. I got some
Woo!
updates
What you
today.
got, baby? What you got, baby?
Updates.
What kind of updates you got?
Why? It's just on me.
Cause it need to be on you. We need an update.
And then I'm blurry.
You ain't blurry, girl.
Okay. So first I want to talk about Jackie O. Y'all remember Jackie O?
Yes. Jackie O. God bless her.
So,
rest in peace, Jackie O.
Jackie O. They came out and they said that it was
a cosmetic situation?
Yeah, it was a cosmetic situation. I guess after she had the surgery, she started having complications. That's what word I was looking for. Mm-hmm. She started having complications. But they can't press charges against the because she signed papers.
Them liabilities y'all be signing. Y'all just be signing because y'all don't want to use y'all bad eye to read it. Let me tell y'all something. Let's start reading that stuff. You better start reading. Do your research. Research before you reach out.
Yes.
Start reading this stuff. Hey, Kiara, welcome. Sonia, welcome. RJ, welcome. Welcome to the Butcher Queen podcast.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about...
DC Young Fly, we're still playing for y'all. That's a part of the GC family, so we appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
We definitely praying. And it's kids.
Sometimes in the family, too, it gets harder sometimes. People, when the phone calls slow down, it gets harder.
They said NYC is sinking. Ooh.
Baby, don't say that. Don't say that. We got to come get you. You got to move. Go on pack. Go on pack. Get your ticket. They got a sale right now.
Well, speaking of some water.
Woo, let's go.
I don't know if y'all remember the story we did of this young man, Kevin. I think his last name McGrath. He was 26 years old. Well, they come out and they tell his teeth. So I guess his probation officer was watching TV and he was on probation and he didn't get permission to be on that boat.
Oh no.
And then they said he was also delinquent $241.20
on probation. Not $241.20.
But my thing is, have y'all found the young man?
Where is he? Why y'all want to bring up his mother?
Yeah, they killed me.
I'm sick of y'all. But see, that's their job. But so what do you feel? Why do people focus on the negativity?
Help
me.
I don't know.
Somebody help me tonight.
But they need to find that young man.
Where is that young man? Let's find him first.
So,
then we'll worry about $241.
Well,
you can't even go to
we got to go into this because we're going quick with the updates, y'all.
Let's get it.
We already discussed.
What? We went through it.
Yes. So this one right here. His name is Dwayne Key. That is the because I forgot his name.
Lord God.
His name Dwayne Kef D. Davis. So what happened? I gotta read it. We did a story where we told about he had written a book about Tupac. Okay.
Tupac back.
Let me give y'all a little background.
Tupac back.
So come to find out, he was the one who gave the go ahead and supplied the guns. So he was arrested. He's 60 years old now.
60.
He has been arrested, charged with murder. The prosecutor saying that Davis ordered the 1996 drive-by shooting that killed Shakur.
Tiffany, why you keeping stuff?
He told the investigators a year prior to his arrest that Combs offered him $1 million. This is the T right here.
This the T.
This is allegedly. We're going to say alleged because he ain't coming for us.
Because he ain't coming for this smoke over here.
Combs offered him $1 million to kill Shakur and Suge Knight, who was the head of Shakur's music label at the time of his death.
Listen,
in
Tupac's back.
Diddy said it's pure fiction. This is
Pure
not true.
fiction. This did not happen. So
And then some blogger had made a video, so that's what they talking about at the end.
This gonna get messy quick. This gonna get messy quick.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Tupac
I'm gonna drop this little
Tupac back
for people.
Tupac
When
back.
you get old, I don't know what it is about when a black man get old.
Listen,
all your teeth come
it
out.
ain't right.
All your teeth come out.
Well, you know what, murder ain't no statute of limitations on that one, sis.
Well,
we're gonna hear more about that, so stay tuned.
This ain't nothing we talked about before, but I felt like we needed an update on this.
What happened?
Uber Eats will start accepting SNAP benefits in 2024. So I don't agree with that. That's not right.
Why you saying that? Y'all let Amazon do it all?
No. You know what I don't agree with?
They got EBT.
We're going to wait till she finishes. What I don't agree with is I wasn't able to get hot food when I had my food stamps.
Listen, what they do at the store now, y'all, is what had happened. I seen it with my own eyes.
They're going to be able to get hot food on Uber Eats.
But listen, it's food. Why is we worried if it's hot or cold? You know
they
what they
need
do?
to be eating healthy food.
Shout out to How Meal Roll. What they do is they going to let you buy that fresh.
That's not How Meal.
Was it How Meal?
No.
What is the name?
That's Bankhead Seafood.
No, Bankhead Seafood. I'm sorry, y'all. I was excited because when I tell you that, baby, I don't know. You know what? They did a lot of things on How Meal too. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm just saying. In Atlanta, they would literally let you get your cold fish, okay, your fish, your shrimp, your crab, egg. And then get what they said. After they swipe that EBT card, get what they gonna do?
You want to
steam it for you for $1. Okay. Let me tell you, the hustle is real in Atlanta. Okay, I ain't mad at you. So,
baby, that line
so why
be
y'all
long.
mad at Uber Eats? Y'all ain't mad at Amazon. You ain't mad at Amazon.
Amazon ain't giving away hot food.
They got groceries though.
Exactly.
I told y'all they was gonna did you talk about that? They gonna be a monopoly. I told y'all.
Yeah. I don't think they ready for that.
Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. I'm just saying what
I'm saying. That's a lot for y'all.
Yes.
And then so
what else you got?
This is the last thing on our update. We want to congratulate what's her name? LaFonza Butler. In California. She's a senator now. Congratulations, girl. And she part of the LGBTQI.
Plus.
No pluses.
Listen,
just I. Indigenous. That's everybody else.
All them pluses.
The I is for everybody else.
Cause shouts out to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for what you're
doing. She
doing
her thing.
That's all I got to say about that. What you got to?
Okay, so we go. Here we go.
Let's go.
Watch this, y'all.
Woo.
Armed dirt bike rider jumped on a young mother's car with her children inside and heat-butted her during an illegal street takeover in Philadelphia. As dozens of young men passed through the downtown area on motorbikes and quads, one man took it upon himself to clamber on top of the woman's maroon car. He then smashed the rear window with both feet. Bullock works as an Uber Eats driver and had her children with her at the time because it is cheaper than childcare. In an instant, the young mother got out of the car to challenge the man, and in the footage can be seen appearing to question his destructive decision. The mother got out to confront him despite him being armed and having a gun aimed at her. As the man tried to flee, she ended up pushing him over, together with his bike. Despite being completely unarmed and outnumbered by dozens of bikers that continued to swarm around her, she decided to fight back. Ultimately, the altercation ended as the man proceeded to speed away around the corner. Filmmaker Colony says the situation is serious enough that death could occur at any time.
Baby, welcome birthday to the Bitchy Queen podcast. Oh my goodness.
So that's really sad. This stud mama was in her car.
What's your stud mama?
Minding her business.
Minding her business that pays her.
I don't know if she's a stud or not. She was working. But she was working. And then that's the part. Because it's a part missing. Mm-hmm. How he got on top of her car. But the thing is, he shouldn't have been on her car anyway.
Why was he on top of the
Did she cut him off?
Did she cut him off? Did she cuss him out? Did he say something to the
But
children?
they said she did a thing, so I have to go find it. They said they found her and she did an interview with somebody.
And so what do you think that was about?
I don't know, but he just took it too far because it was kids in the car. So I think he needs to be charged, whoever he is.
You think he should be charged?
Yes, because he's in danger.
Even though you don't know the exchange prior to.
It don't matter the exchange. When that gun fell, when he jumped off the car, that was endangerment.
So answer me this. What do you do when somebody just out of the blue, well, if you were in that scenario, what would you do? If somebody just out of the blue comes with this smoke?
You don't want to ask me.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not going to. Butcher Queen Crew, what are y'all going to do?
What would y'all do if y'all was in that situation? Because she did a lot. Cause he put the gun.
She did too much.
He put the gun. He put the gun in her face.
She did too much.
And she still came.
She did too much.
And she had a kid.
She did too much
inside the car.
She did too much.
Auntie Kerr said she would have stayed in the car.
Yes,
and that's what she should have did.
Losing their minds out here, they absolutely are. So it's like,
okay, Shalon, don't ask me what I do.
That's right. She ain't right.
Cause.
I would encourage nonviolence.
But sometimes, like, your adrenaline will be rushing.
But your adrenaline will get you caught up.
And that's what happened. That's what happened.
So, no, seriously, like, what do you do with that? Like, we have to start channeling these emotions, people. I am tired of seeing people do this random weird stuff that don't make no sense. Like, did she step on your shoe? Did she step on your Jordan shorty? Like, what did they do? Like, did they do something to you to make you do that much? And was it even worth her tipping over this individual and their bike?
They say they're losing their minds out there. But you got to think about it. She was a stud mama.
I don't care what.
So her child was in the car. So not only did you put her in danger.
Why did you stay in the car with your child?
Because she was ready to go.
No, see.
She was ready to go.
TTG.
Trying to go.
All them other bikes that all of a sudden came around her. You don't know what people squad and what they got with them. So why would you endanger your child
Shorty
even
said
more?
Smoke fest.
No, but why would you endanger your child even more by antagonizing or causing some kind of situation with somebody else? Help me understand it.
I mean, if I had a child in the car, I would have been a little bit more calmer.
That's it. That's all you got. You'll be calm.
Yeah, because it's
why
a
not
child.
Try to get out of the situation? Why not? Why do we entertain such foolishness?
Well, she was surrounded by.
She didn't get surrounded until after.
They was all over there, but they was trying. But my thing is this: let's question this.
Listen, I'm listening.
Because
hey, Keisha, welcome to the show.
I am a person of holding your friend accountable.
Okay.
So if I see you jumping on that lady's car, I don't care what she did to you, and I know it's a baby in the car. That baby probably was screaming. I would, or you probably saw the baby in the window. I would have been like, "What is you doing?"
You thinking too deep, child? You're supposed to protect your child. And if that
I'm talking about the friend, the people that was instead of surrounding her car, get your friend and tell him get away from that lady. That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
I'm not gonna sit up. We're not doing that.
But why is she outside of the car in the first place?
I don't know why that young lady got out. She a stud daddy.
Yes,
she was
call police, Bertha. A matter of fact, why didn't you just lock your doors and protect your child in the car?
Well, I think she should have said
they could have took all them children, that baby out their car, while you sitting up here trying to push his bike over. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm sick.
She was upset about it.
So you rather not protect your child in that car?
Her boundaries were broken.
Oh, last time I checked, the boundary was her car.
What you mean her boundaries were broken?
She was in her car.
Yeah,
she came out of her
vehicle.
vehicle.
On her window.
Okay, great. Again, she had a car protecting her. She was on the inside, not the outside. I'm just saying.
He had a
think
gun.
about your cheering, people.
Bullets reached
she
the inside.
She could have even jumped. She could have did this one. Why she didn't do this one? Why she wax on, wax off, and don't get out the way?
Baby, I always did more than
Tupac back. I'm just saying.
I would have did a
it's not worth it, y'all. Y'all gotta start choosing your battles.
I would have did a skip.
It is not worth
skip reverse.
These people are clicking out when you say hello to them, and that's unfortunate. So what do you do in scenarios like that where you can endanger yourself and somebody else in the process?
You have to, like you said, we have to pause. We gotta learn how to pause in time like that and think about our situations. We're gonna go to this next one.
Why y'all so angry?
Look at this. Y'all think that's... I have a short temper. I stay ready. It would have been fireworks out there.
Oh, Lord, D Scorpio. We're going to pray you through that. Don't you do it.
Since we talk about that, look at this right here.
This video disturbing.
What?
Quit thinking about my twinkle.
What's that mean?
Quit thinking about my twinkle.
No.
Quit thinking about my
Get
twinkle.
out of my business like half second. Stop.
Quit thinking about my twinkle.
Stop.
Wait a minute, I'm lost. Help me.
So the YouTuber was playing a video and it was saying, I think it was saying, thinking about your twin. And he kept doing it and the man told him to stop. Twice. You saw it.
Twice.
And he did it again after he told him to stop twice. And the man just pulled out a gun and shot him in the leg.
When do we do that? Come on. Now, the man, if he was invading his space.
And the thing is, the man did not get charged.
But let's understand why.
He did not get charged.
Let's understand why.
Why didn't he get charged?
He didn't get charged for a reason.
Because he asked the man two times to stop.
He said one for the Father and Son, and then he just went ahead and shot on the Holy Ghost. I'm just saying, I don't encourage violence, but people need to stop playing. Like those jokes. Now, we got pranked like that too in the Walmart before.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, we was looking like, what's going on?
Like, sir, for one thing, don't
but
cereal
some people,
boxes in my cart ain't funny.
Yeah, because they threw cereal boxes in the car. We was by the cereal. Crystal wanted some cereal.
And
so we was looking at the cereal.
The joke.
And he came by and just threw all these boxes by the cereal. I was confused.
And I was confused. And he was a YouTuber. Like he's really,
and he was like YouTube. He was like, I'm a YouTuber. I was like, oh, okay.
Great.
But I didn't even laugh. It wasn't
I said, get these cereals out my cart, okay? Because I ain't nobody got time for that. But seriously, when is it too far? When are those boundaries so pressed that we cannot leave people alone when they ask to be left alone?
I feel like if somebody make you aware of their boundaries,
right,
that is the last straw. Just like that man, he made them aware of their boundaries.
It was a phone.
It was a phone.
It was a phone.
It was a phone, but that was his boundary. He might have been in a bad mood. It could have been something.
As you saw, he stepped away. Then he came pat out. Like, so he had an opportunity to choose something different, just like the other guy had an opportunity to choose something different, but he wasn't charged because he did invoke his right to protecting himself because he felt threatened in the moment. And that's what happened. That's the only way he got off on that.
But the thing is, okay, so say he stepped off.
Right.
The man would have kept going.
Right. He would have kept causing him infraction.
Right. So at some point.
But is it work? It was a phone.
I feel like that's
that man saw he was not in no massive danger. It was a phone. It wasn't nothing else.
It wasn't nothing to pull a gun out.
It wasn't work pulling the gun out and shooting.
It wasn't. I felt like it was too much.
He could have threatened him. He could have did a whole bunch of things, just like he did. The man kept putting it in his face. So if he kept putting it in his face, then why did you say you stepped back and shot him? I'm just saying.
Because I had to aim.
It's too much. Now you got to aim. You see what I'm saying? You want to hurt the man. You understand?
No, he didn't. He shot him in the leg.
Listen. He pulled out the gun. People need to understand guns kill, okay? Even
but let me tell you something.
A gun will kill you by shooting you in your leg. Okay, get in the right spot.
I saw that video.
And how did you feel? We do not encourage violence, by the way, at all.
That's not what I'm saying. I saw that video, and the reason why I showed that video is because more people is carrying guns. And the more people that carry guns, the worse it's going to get. It's going to be more situations like that because everybody has different boundary levels. And people don't understand that. See, what you might walk away from, somebody else might not walk away from. What you might deal with, somebody else might not deal with.
And see,
so it's different boundary levels for people.
That's not fair. I don't care.
What do you mean it's not fair? It's a human being. You have different.
We have a measure of requirement as a human being, right? We have a.
It's measure. Not so. It's an international measure of what somebody can do.
And listen, what do you mean?
There's not no international level of what.
But but you also have levels of right and wrong. And in his eyes, I get what you're saying. The boundary is that he invaded his space.
Yeah.
I get that. But
that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is people have different boundary levels.
Yes, they do.
Okay? So being that you know that people have different boundary levels, do not do some people you just can't do your prank on. You need to do your pranks on people you know they boundaries.
Oh my God. So
you just can't go up to random people sometimes and prank them. You can't do it.
I understand. In this day, I agree with you on that. But when do we become such a hypersensitive society that we can't even joke and have fun with one another? That even somebody
that's
that
not
doesn't
what
know your
that's
name.
not what that is.
Oh my God.
That's not what that
hey,
is.
Alicia, I watch these videos and people need to stop these pranks because everyone doesn't respond the same.
Exactly.
I get that. It's what Tiffany's saying. I totally get that, D Scorpio. I understand that.
Because it's not about laughing with somebody. Some of these pranks are to irritate you and to get a response.
Right.
So
you're seeking a response. You're seeking a negative response.
Out of irritation.
Correct.
So if I come to you, exactly. So if I come to you, a stranger, and I don't know how you're gonna respond, and I come irritate you, and I'm seeking a negative response.
Listen, you don't know. You do not know how your cousin gonna react. You don't know how your mom gonna react for sitting on whooping cushion in the chair. She might cuss you out. She might whoop your butt. She might do all these different
right,
things.
but you know she ain't. You know if your mama gonna kill you or not. I'm just saying.
Know?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I don't know.
Some people do
Because everybody busting and ducking and bucking.
Oh well, my mama's not busting and nothing. She don't even own a weapon. So,
I get it.
But my daddy does.
What I mean, what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is,
okay.
Go ahead.
We don't have fun no more.
Well, you do have fun with people that you know.
Exactly.
And then
so
you can have fun with a stranger.
You can.
So at the end of the day, like you said, having fun and pranking someone to get irritation is not the same thing. Fun and irritation don't go together.
When has it never gone together?
Fun, irritation goes with fun?
Oh my God. Okay.
Explain it to me.
Help me understand.
So you have fun when you're irritated.
Let me tell you something. When you know Tiffany does stuff, people in your life do things
to irritate
your soul,
and I do it to just you.
People,
I don't go out
and right because you do it to 12 people.
You're not understanding.
I'm a little off.
Okay, so like that young man, he probably played that same joke on his mama.
Right.
And guess what? He was able to live another day and walk and play the same joke on that man. And guess what? He didn't know that man. And that man didn't know him. So that he ended up in the situation that he should not have ended up in. God forbid. But he ended up in that situation. Because of the choice that he made was to play with somebody he don't know.
I get it.
So I'm not going to play with somebody I don't know. I'm not going to go up to a stranger and talk shit and I don't know them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be like, oh, your breath stink and I don't know you. I'm not going to do that. I mean, you got to use a little common sense.
But then,
I don't know your boundaries.
There used to be a
exactly,
time.
Sonya. People are crazy.
They are very crazy. But there was a time in life where we had a sense of, do you think, honestly, that man with thoughts in any shape, form, or fashion from what he was doing, the prank that he was putting onto that man, do you think he thought that man was going to do what he did?
No, he didn't think at all.
So you got to understand, I believe there is a sense in measurement of, just like the boys that came at us in the grocery store. It was an unexpected situation, but do you think the odds in their mind?
But not one time did we tell
us, because they had to choose us to prank us, right? They had to choose us to prank us. So they had to find us or see us to prank us. So do you think the odds in his brain was this man gonna click out in this faction? No. Nobody, you never know how to measure how somebody might click out in anger. But do you think he would have went up to that man if he felt that man was going to cause that type of infraction?
It's not about
a sense of measurement. I'm telling you.
Even
when you pranking with somebody, I'm just saying. That's just my thoughts.
But the thing is, the way that people are today, okay? The way that people are today, after COVID has hit everybody's body,
COVID brain.
and it has changed our brains, and more people is clicking out because they was by themselves for too long.
So does that make it a us problem?
What you mean?
Problem? It makes it a different type. It makes it a we problem because we have created this bubble. And even though we're outside of that bubble, we still have the bubble, which has reduced our ability to socialize, communicate, and be effective in listening. So with all of that being said, it's making the world so sensitized that we don't know how to act in those scenarios.
But see,
that we automatically, after 2 times, not a phone, you see it's a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Not a gun, not a knife, not a phone, okay? And you shoot me? You don't walk away. Even though I'm the one being the prankster.
Mm-hmm.
You so mad at me that you shoot me?
I don't think he was mad at him. I think he was mad at something in life.
Sure. Okay,
But,
exactly.
D Scorpio says, the most dangerous part is people's state of mind. You
don't.
don't know people's state of mind. Who could be angry, crazy, or may have lost someone.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You don't know.
Exactly.
And that's the risk. But guess what? Don't you take a risk just about every day in your life?
You take a risk. But I want y'all to see this story.
Let's see
D
this.
Scorpio, that leads into, because it's the same thing. I'm talking.
Scorpio, you leading tonight, baby.
You leading into this story right here. I want y'all to listen to this.
Let's get it.
Behind the Holly Tree Apartments near West Grande Boulevard. Tonight, 19-year-old Jamaria Britton is in the Smith County Jail accused of murdering Deja Hood. Tyler police say he was the last person Deja was seen with before being found dead. Tonight, KLTV7's JD Conti has more on what Britton is telling authorities about the moments leading up to Hood's death.
On Monday night, just after midnight, Lakita Jordan, the mother of 18-year-old Deja Hood, reported her missing. According to an arrest affidavit, Jordan said her daughter may be with Jamaria Britton. In police custody, the affidavit states he later admitted to Hood's murder. Britton was soon contacted by police, where he said that on Monday, he picked up Hood and a 1-year-old child that she was caring for and brought him to the Holly Tree Apartments, where he is a resident. An altercation began after Britton said he returned to the apartment to find the child under the stairwell. Britton said his, quote, fit of rage started after he said Hood tugged on his ear, which he says reminded him of what his ex-girlfriend would do. He began to beat Hood with an object and strangled her. A neighbor soon knocked on the apartment door to ask if everything was okay. After responding, Britton drove the child back to Hood's mother's apartment. When he returned, he discovered Hood was still alive and stabbed her. According to the affidavit, Hood was spooked by a neighbor while disposing of the body and therefore tossed her into a ravine. Police found latex gloves and footprints near a fence that blocks the ravine, as well as gloves and mud.
Let me tell y'all something.
People, let me tell you something. Go ahead. You
I
give
ain't
your
got nothing
psycho.
to say about that. Go ahead. You
No,
talk.
go ahead.
That's too much for me. Go ahead. You start with that. Because my sugar just went up with that.
Why your shit? Just go ahead. Tell what
The
you feel.
excuses we make in America, there's no accountability in any of that. Okay? Any of that. There's no accountability because he's reminded of his ex. You choose to, not the ex, you choose to take it out on me. You got sense because you took the baby till you realize what you done. You done click back, okay? Out of your rage. And then you took the baby to the mama, back to the mama house. And then went back to the house. Girl, you just got assault right now. You assault. Attempted murder right now. And you proceed to stab this lady.
Kill her.
And kill her dead because your first time didn't work.
But it was an ear rub.
A ear rub, people. If you don't think America has become
sensitive,
that's passive. That's foolish. That's roguish, foolish, and socially unadapted. Or don't make me go there. You talk about that. Cause see, my sugar just went up.
Because my thing with the whole situation, the reason why I shared that is because the fact that he used that it reminded him of something that happened to him before. So you made a choice. Because at the same time, that person probably wasn't even thinking on the same level as that person. But because you're still mad at the other person, you taking it out on them.
Somebody else.
That's, And that's why I feel like with people, that's why I said boundary busters. I feel like people need to really, before you get in any type of relationship, if you have a bad relationship or you previously, before you enter friendships, everything, you have to really come into yourself and focus on you and get yourself together.
Queen, where do y'all think this young man was coming from? We don't have our thoughts, but baby.
No, that was a lot of hurt. That was a lot of pain.
Hurt.
And then my thing
that was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. People hurt. Craziness starts from hurt. People start clicking out because they hurt. You thought he had a good relationship with his ex?
Let me tell you something. At one point he did. Because she's an ex. She had to start it some before she became
right,
an ex.
but at the end it was a bad relationship.
It was a bad situation. And
so,
it made the person that's supposed to be his better thing right now, right? In comparison to the ex.
Right. So that's why I said
in that affidavit, he did not express anything about how this lady has caused a fraction on his life outside of tugging his ear. About how somebody else
she had nothing to do with none of that. It was all him.
Oh my Lord.
The thought was him. The pain was him.
Exactly,
Shalinda. The thing was him.
Sounds like he needed a psychological evaluation alongside with medication and institutionalization is what he needed. But we won't even go into that.
Because I feel like people.
Oh yeah, my sugar just went up.
But I feel like people do this for real. They don't beat or kill the person, but they take bag ladies. They take things to the relationship, and then when they see it, instead of recognizing it for what it's for, they recognize it as something that happened previously.
As a trigger.
They be like, "Oh my God, this happened to me before."
This is what you did. Well, so is the problem with the person that's
or
doing
is it you?
Or is it you? Is that your thing? Is that what you into? Because you keep clinging to these things. So that in my mind, concept, thoughts, and theories, if you Google them, please know that means. They said, like, I was so 38 hot about that because people need to take the time to enjoy the view, okay? They will need to take the time to really close doors. Like old folks used to say, close doors before you open new ones.
Yes.
It wasn't just about getting with somebody else. It's about what you do in here.
That's what's weird in this society. Woo. Because y'all, it seems like a lot of people are... They want to be alone. They want to be this independent person, but they can't be by themselves.
Listen, y'all.
So they drag somebody with them.
Why do you feel people can't? I think we all experience moments that we just want that connectivity with someone. But why do we think we have to be?
But on what level?
Exactly. Why do you think you got to be in? It's just like dating. Like, it's the weirdest thing to me. People think because you start dating them and you went on 3 dates, automatically
But you said that last week.
No, I said there was a time period. Boo boo, let's get my words together.
Oh, no,
I said there was a time period where you have to understand. I don't like the butterfly feeling because it can fool you. Okay,
they said that is gas.
Moment in time.
They said butterfly feeling is gas.
You create those butterflies through anxieties and other things. Mm-hmm. Those butterflies are not what you think of. Mary Google that too. What we need to understand is that people make you feel that emotion or that warmth, right? Which is a good feeling to you. It's euphoric. So what are we doing where we think?
What's up, Shonda?
Welcome to Shonda. Why do we think that we have to be apart and be in these relationships when we have not truly closed the doors
for ourselves?
Exactly.
D. Scorpio said, "This is why I'm so cautious with who I let into my circle. You never know what could trigger someone. You got to start getting background checks on people just to have conversations with them." Exactly.
But I think that's too far.
No.
I still think that's too far. I feel
like she gives everybody an A in her book.
You get an A in my class until you cause that A to change. I teach my students right now you got an A until you make it a B, C, D, or F.
You get a...
Everybody measures. See, this is what I'm sick of. I'm sick of it too.
Okay, but if you listen to me, you'll know that I'm measuring.
I'm listening.
I'm not giving you a grade. The way that I'm measuring is everybody's on the same playing field. Okay? which is almost basically the same thing. I'm just saying it a different way. But as you play, baby, I am grading you. If you drop a ball, baby, you are getting dinged. If you make a home run, baby, I'm going your RBI is going to go up. You feel me? Like, I'm watching you. Everybody should watch their friends.
But see,
and that's why you should know who your star player is, and you know who is your slacker.
Let's be real, Butch and Queenie. If anybody on here, we're going to be real with each other. Everybody is judgmental on a certain level. Mm-hmm. Are we supposed to be? No, but naturally we are. We're human, right? We have a spiritual side, whatever side you got this day, however day of time. Right. At the end of the day, we all judge in some capacity, right? So with that being said, do we need to analyze how we judge situations?
I think so.
Because why did this young lady that you're supposed to be into a new sensation with, into a new chapter in your, we picking up the kids from mama's house and we going back to the house.
She was doing a random babysit. So I was like, I wonder what that little boy saw. You know, or whatever that child was.
But listen, I feel like a term of endearment now is tugging on hair. Tugging on hair and rolling it up and doing, those are things of endearment. I would have never thought that lady thought by tugging at that man's ear would have made her lose her whole life. And not only did God keep her life going.
But what if he told her?
God.
What if he said, girl, don't touch my ear. And then she still
keep doing it to irritate his soul.
And she irritated.
Out.
Oh my God.
What do y'all think about that scenario? It's possible.
Because some people,
hey Dia,
it be little things that irritate people. It be small, minute, but in they soul. But it's big. Again, that's why you can't
measure people.
Exactly.
You would have never thought her man would have clicked out on her over tugging at his ear. I don't care if she said it 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Click out. Tip. Click out.
I don't think you should click out. That's a lot.
Y'all, for example, we're going to put our business in the street. Tip will do a Pepe Le Pew. If y'all know anything about me, I do not like the Pepe Le Pew. You know, I'm just like the girl on Pepe Le Pew. You that old? I'm just saying, always, just
explain
like olive oil and
Popeyes. Pepe Le Pew is.
I think that, leave me alone. Get out of the way. Stop doing that. It irritates me so. Stop. So, for me, is that going to trigger me? Is that going to take me down a long
No, because you're not that type of person.
But it could, though. When you know that's the thing that I don't like, but you still choose to do it. So, again, that was a choice that young man made to take that lady out. And then guess what? He was saved by grace by her not dying. And then you turn around and stab her. He wanted that lady gone. And it ain't had nothing to do with his ex.
That had nothing to do with that.
That ain't got nothing to do with his ex. Honey, all our exes live in Texas, baby. And at the end of the day, I'm not taking you out over that, too. Why? I'm just saying, Shalane said, I'm with you, Chris. You get an A and you will cancel yourself. Absolutely. All by yourself. Scorpio season is on the way. You will cancel yourself all by yourself. Okay? Doretha, welcome. Yeah, it's so cute, though. But yeah, it's weird, though. I don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah.
All right. Well, this is one of our last videos right here.
What you got, girl? What you got?
It's a, we always end on a little positive.
You want to be positive? She feeling positive. You was real gothic tonight. So
yes, we talked about a lot of true crime.
Get this out, honey.
Times out of 10, when you set boundaries, you gonna disappoint somebody, you gonna offend somebody. Because now you are taking back your power. You're not giving people access to you like they used to have. You basically putting yourself first and putting everybody else in line. And it's like you breaking bread to them. Like, you can't just come and take this whole loaf of bread. Now I got the loaf of bread and I'm going to give you how much bread I see fit to give you. That is what it is when you are setting boundaries. And so over the months, I would say, I've learned to really just not only set these boundaries, but be so confident in these boundaries that no matter who it is, I'm not letting my boundaries down for nobody.
I love that.
Ooh, shout out to them.
Yes, girl, I forgot what it's called. Girl Head Podcast.
Yes.
But I love the example that she used of the piece of bread. And I feel like God has given us all a piece of bread. And it's up to us to share. We share the bread. We share things with our friends. We share things with our spouse. We share things with the people that we meet on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. But if you allow people just to come and snatch up, like she said, snatch up that bread, you ain't going to have nothing. And guess what? They got their own bread that they don't have. They got their own bread, but they come and snatch up your bread. No, you got to have certain things and tell people. And that's what I mean about boundaries. Mm-hmm. It's about expressing yourself. It's about letting people know, yes, I like that. Mm-hmm. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's why I said that this I wanted y'all to see all those people, because different scenarios, and it's so funny. Everything ended up in violence. But that's what you get when you get upset. Right. Because when somebody takes so much from you, they take. A person that innocent bystander could come by.
Innocent.
And they do one thing. They could tell you a joke. And boom.
They could keep putting a phone in your face. And it's a wrap.
And you down on the ground. You down for the count.
And you down for the count. I don't mind setting boundaries. That's a good thing. A lot of people have a hard time setting boundaries. Yeah. Like myself, I have a hard time setting boundaries. But I have then started.
Why is it hard for you to set boundaries?
Because I have had majority of my life this complex of serving, and in serving others, listen to where I'm going with this. In service, sometimes we forget that you have to also service yourself. Okay, let's just be real. When you are selfless so much, and I can honestly say I am not the best. I am not perfect. I'm not perfection. I am filthy rags. Okay, but at the end of the day, my premise daily is to help somebody else along the way. And so in that, sometimes you get lost in the sauce and you forget how to help your own self. Because you have lost sight of what you need to do and the tools you need to help you. Because guess what? You done gave away your wrench, your socket wrench, you done gave away all these things. And then you have a hard time of gathering those things back because you walk in the expectation of people giving you back your wrench, somebody else giving you something. Y'all just going hand in hand. It's like a barter system in my mind. But my true reality is that it's not that. If you sit back and think about that thing, measure that thing. And you shouldn't really measure certain things in life, but some things you have to start measuring, especially if you find yourself losing your self boundaries that you should set for others, because they kind of take it for granted to me.
They take it for granted.
And then guess what? You done built a bed and they living their life. Exactly. So you then have to start questioning yourself, and yourself say, And I said to myself, listen, Chris, you got to figure this out, because guess what? You the one burnt out, busted, and disgusted, and they living life like ain't nothing happened. Like, oh, what's going on? Like, what do you mean what's going on? So, but that is a piece of them, but that's also an element of you. Right. And so that's what I'm learning.
And I like what Miss Doretha said. Yes. She said, I have learned not to be afraid to disappoint people when it comes to my peace and happiness.
Girl, you said that.
And the thing is, people don't understand boundaries. I feel like I'm glad I was born when I was born. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if you did this, because you say she's a little younger than me, but she ain't that younger. But we used to have, it was like a blanket. Mm-hmm. And we would all had a blanket, and we would be making the balloon. You'd go inside the blanket. And then it was a hula hoop. Our teacher gave us like a little hula hoop. Mm-hmm. And we would be able to go in the blanket by ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then she would show us that sometimes you need all those people, because it was a big blanket. It was real big. It was like real big. So she would show us that we needed that big blanket. I mean, we needed all those people to create that area. Mm-hmm. But then she showed us with the blanket, when we was on the outside, having your own space. Mm-hmm. That you need to enjoy your own space too. Right. Yeah, a lot of people, y'all could do a lot of things, but you could do things within yourself. Right. And I always carried, because I was the only child, I always carried that with me. Mm-hmm. Being able to do things by myself. But I noticed that when I was younger, when I would be around people, I did not want to, like Doretha said, I didn't want to disappoint.
Right.
Didn't want to disappoint my friends by not coming. Didn't want to disappoint. Then I would get so tired. Be at work about to fall asleep. You know, I was always sleepy.
Right.
But I done stayed up and hung out.
Because you had to hang with
And I
friends.
had years because I wanted to hang with
You
my
had to
friends
be
and
there.
I didn't want to be the oddball.
Right.
And then they didn't have to go to work. They was off the next day.
And you had to go
And
to
I
work.
had to be at work.
Grinding.
Right. And I had to, at some point, I had to learn to choose me.
Yeah, but even in choosing you, everything you do is sacrificial to a point. Like, let's just be real. Like, it's just choosing how we sacrifice and being more, really understanding those boundaries in a way that you are not. And I was talking to my dad about this earlier. Like, sometimes you don't want to be jaded by the things you do, your good acts, your good works. But we have to start getting out of my mind that everybody ain't you.
Exactly.
How you do it, the way you think it should be done,
Ain't the way that
it
everybody
is,
else do
that
it.
is not how everybody think. We was not all raised in the same house. We don't all have the same brains, and we all have different ways. So how am I led to always think that you should do it like Chris? That don't even make any sense.
Because some people will not appreciate certain things that you do. You can go above and beyond.
Right.
And just because you feel like it's above and beyond, they might not think it's a squat daddle. And they might tell you that.
So what do you do?
you
Like,
didn't-
what would you do to set boundaries, to encourage people to set various boundaries in their life? Like, what can you do to encourage somebody to know that you should establish true lines and boundaries? What does that look like for you? What does it look like
Boundaries
for you?
is saying what you mean and mean what you say.
Right.
So if
But that's
I
the
say
hardest thing to do. That's the hardest part of it.
it's hard when you don't know what you mean and you don't know what you say.
Oh no, it's hard. Period.
No, because it's not hard for me at all.
But I see that's why
It's not hard for me at all. You know why? Because I taught myself that. Because I've been in relationships where I thought, oh, I'm going hard for my friend. And then at the end of the day, they didn't go hard for me.
But
So,
in their mind, they might have thought they went hard for you
yeah, when they wanted to.
at their discretion.
Yes, when they wanted to.
Right.
That's what we're saying the same thing.
Right.
So when I saw that when they thought it was when they wanted to, I was like, okay. But when I was going hard, when I wanted to too.
Right.
But then I saw it had died down when they wasn't going hard for me at all.
Right, but everybody, that's where that argument comes, where everybody has their own special formula of measurement. So then where is the line? Where is the median line? Where is it drawn? Where is it placed?
The median line is placed where you wanted to place it at. I have friends that never did anything for me. But they might have listened. I mean, when I say never did anything, not that they never did, but like physically or helped me out, or no, they might have been there emotionally.
Okay.
But physically, I can't sit and show you, oh, they did this, they gave me this, they did this. But I know for a fact that when I was sad, they was on the phone listening to me, even when they didn't want to. So everything is measured in, I'm grateful because I measure in the fact that I look at stuff as some people didn't have to do it at all. That's how I look at it. I look at everything as people didn't have to do anything at all.
Okay, so good way to look at it. So Shonda said, me neither, Tip. I can easily let you know if you meet my expectations or not, and I expect the same in return. That's a good thing to have, to Shonda. But at the end of the day, in gratefulness, even if you're grateful for a person, and this is like the thing for me, like I think that's why a lot of people are like, Chris, because in my mind, I understand there's certain things. Nobody has to do anything for you. Nobody has to do anything for you, America. I totally get that. But I feel there still should be accountability, responsibility based on what you guys depict in your relationships. At the end of the day, we all have the relationship for a reason.
But who says there doesn't have to be accountability?
You just said that people should be. You're just grateful for whatever they do. But then
listen.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I am grateful for whatever my friends do. But that doesn't mean I don't have boundaries. That doesn't mean I don't have a standard. That doesn't mean any of those things. I'm just saying that I'm grateful because I know that you don't have to do nothing at all. But where I put you on my list, you might not be number one. Like you have the list for the students, right? she's doing coordination. Shout out to Morris Brown. We always gonna shout out Morris Brown. They have homecoming starting at the end of the week on Saturday.
Yes, we headline homecoming week this Saturday.
So she made a list. They have an event, a special event that they can go to, but it was based off of who did what.
Attendance.
Right. But the thing is, somebody might have came and they might have busted their butt, but it was just one day.
It was one day.
But my thing is, we don't know what they went through on that one day.
Correct.
We don't know why they couldn't come on the other stuff unless they told you. We don't know those things. Mm-hmm. So that's why I extend gratefulness for your thoughts of doing it.
But does the thoughts get the job done? Does the thoughts?
No, it did get the job done because they did it. When I say the thought, I'm not saying the thought and they didn't do nothing.
No, listen.
I'm saying they thought about it and they executed.
But what if the person that could not attend had the same measure of process in their mind that they wanted? They had the same drive as the person that attended, but life is lifing. How do you measure that? You
can't measure it. That's why you got to be grateful for what the person
You're
do.
grateful, however, there's still what? A measure of who? Accountability.
The only reason why you
have a measure of accountability. Even if yes, life happened, but that's the beauty of a classroom.
But how can you be, because you're not God. You can't be accountable.
God.
No, it is.
God gives you a measure. What do you mean?
Okay, I'll wait till you finish.
Go ahead, honey.
You can't, because you cannot say that someone has, or someone is at a point, or how can I say this? You can't measure somebody's heart. Because that's what you said.
Can you?
You can't.
How you can't?
So you can measure somebody's heart?
Listen, it's all again based on perception of the person receiving the message.
Exactly, but who said your perception is right?
Who says it's wrong? Again,
exactly. So that's why you should not measure by that.
Because at the end of the day, what can we do next? Okay, what can we do next? That person may not be able to attend this one, but guess what? That's why in a classroom there's makeup time. There's things that you can do. Okay. But then in some classrooms, what? Ain't no makeup. It's either I don't care if you stump on your toe and something happened tomorrow, you better have that Saturday by Sunday. So it is what it is. So again, there's a measure regardless if you're grateful, hopeful, you want to do it, you had the heart to do it but couldn't do it, you could do it. And
so let's say it like this. Let's say it like this. Because if you're able to measure, but you're able to measure the heart. Let's talk about that. You're able to measure the heart. You got a person, they got a whole bunch of heart. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Every time something come up, you don't never see them.
Come on.
But they got the heart.
But guess what?
Hold on.
The matrix is still there.
You can't interrupt. You can't interrupt until it's finished.
Go ahead.
Let's debate like a debater.
Let's debate.
So you got to be quiet.
Go ahead, honey.
So if they have the heart, but they not showing up. They not producing. They not doing anything. Then you got a person who could always show up, and they do the bare for them, because they could do more, but they give you the bare minimum of themselves. Mm-hmm. But the other person have the heart. You can't measure. You can't measure that. You can't measure that. You can't.
You can be
when it comes to they didn't come
to the inability to come. I can totally listen effectively to them expressing their why. But also in that, guess what I still have? The matrix. And the matrix stands regardless to if this person shows up.
Go ahead.
Let me debate with you.
Okay.
The person could show up and they did what? The measure was attendance. Mm-hmm. So we're not talking about their performance. We're talking about their attendance.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
If that's the case, what does that mean?
So they didn't show up, so they're not going.
Baby, they showed up because the matrix was based on their attendance.
I'm talking about the person who had the heart.
But the person with the heart, I may empathize with them. That's why there's other letter grades. There's other opportunities. There's other ways to get around
Let's do this.
You get excuses to go to work when you can't go to work, right? But guess what? You can still get an occurrence, even though that excuse was valid. See, it's the same thing.
Okay, so you have a valid excuse.
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful.
So since there's a matrix, what is the matrix?
The matrix was, did you attend this thing or did you not? Did you put in the work for this or did you not?
So if somebody
That
attends,
is, now if the matrix
if
was
they
listen,
attend,
because the soul matrix was attendance.
right?
So, but if the person that calls and say, "Hey, I couldn't show up this day," guess what? You give the opportunity of choice based on matrix.
But they
okay?
miss
That
all days. They missed all days.
But if they miss all days, what? We're still measuring based on the matrix. We're
Which
not
is
talking
attendance.
about their heart at that point.
Okay, so we're talking
because
about
the
attendance.
matrix is on attendance. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to get you to see.
Right.
But I can still be empathetic with that individual.
Yeah, but
Intention does not equal execution. You said that. But boundaries should be spoken prior to the request. Communication is key. People are understanding if they are aware.
exactly.
That is good stuff.
Communication. That is amazing.
Now, you said
I
that.
just
You
said that
articulated
earlier.
that. Awesome.
Communication. You cannot set boundaries without being able to communicate.
So how about this, everybody? How about this, Butcher Queen? Attendance is very important. I try to give my all. Absolutely. All you can do is try to give your all. In anything. I think we all do that in some capacity, in some places.
And that's where I say the measurement cannot measure. It can't measure somebody's all. You cannot measure somebody's all. You can.
You'll never measure somebody's
You
all.
can't measure
because,
somebody's
again,
all.
It's based upon the individual's choice of giving it all.
No, but the thing is, that person might be giving they all. Who am I to come up to them and say, "Oh, that's not your all. You could have did more. You could have painted the ceiling." No, I can't say that to them.
You're absolutely right.
I can't.
But what's in their job description to paint the ceiling? Or what's for me to?
But the thing.
No. Answer the question. Yes, no.
No,
Is
it
their job
wasn't.
description
It
that
wasn't.
says
It
paint the
wasn't.
ceiling?
No, the job description was not paint the
What
ceiling.
was it?
The job description was to show up. That was the matrix that we was using.
Okay, so attendance.
We was using attendance.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is somebody can come by and criticize what you're doing, even though you're giving. Even though you're excited, you could be excited about Jesus, and you doing what you're supposed to do. And
in your mind, what you're supposed to do,
yes,
not the matrix.
No, you could be following the matrix. You could be following the matrix. And you're giving. Listen to what I'm saying. And you're giving your all. A person can come by and say out of their mouth, because they're measuring what they did when they came in. Oh, you didn't really do anything. I did this, and this. You can't do that.
They're
that's
going
not
based
fair.
on abilities and what the performance was, but the matrix was attendance.
Right, so they was
so
there.
Everybody again is going to have their own special formula of how they perceive things to be. At the end of the day, that wasn't the matrix. So Doretha says, okay, I don't have the energy to measure somebody's heart or how committed they will be towards making sure I'm good. Their actions will show. Doretha, I'm about to slap you in your face.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly
what you're saying?
Yes. I don't have the energy to measure where your heart is. All I can go by is what I see.
What you do. Right?
Yes. So
correct.
Listen to this. Crystal. Crystal can go in the kitchen and she can cook, she can clean, she can do certain things. And I'm like, oh, that was sweet. Crystal can stay in the bed and not do nothing at all day. And guess what? I still know she loved me. How do I know she loved me? Because how she loved me before she got out the bed, the day before, and I know how she gonna love me afterwards. Well, I don't know if she gonna change, but I know what I think she gonna do after. But the thing is by their actions, what I see, what they're giving me.
But hold on.
Actions, all of them.
Stay right there. So you saw that action.
Yes.
But guess what? How did you develop that concept?
Based
on the consistency of what?
No, I developed
how
that.
How did you develop?
I developed that.
How do you? Butcher Queen, help me tonight.
How I developed?
This hat must be tight tonight.
It must be.
Listen, no.
I'm trying to tell you.
I really want to know.
Okay, so how I developed my concept of love? Number one.
Not love. I said measurement.
Measurement of love. My measurement of love. Number one was my parents. What I saw, my grandparents. Communication. I always saw communication. Number two, my aunts and uncles. It's through life. Just put it that way. TV shows that I watch. Okay, the Jeffersons, how they loved each other. I felt like they had real love. I thought Bill and Bill Cosby, they had real love. So when I got into my relationships, when I finally started dating, I experienced and I felt emptiness. I was in a bed with somebody and I felt like I was still alone. And I was why I felt that way? Mm-hmm. Because they didn't love me and I could feel it. I could feel the energy.
Did you feel that
energy? They provided. They fixed me food. They did certain things, but guess what? That don't matter. That's you gonna fix food because you hungry too. It's the small things. It's the little things. When I'm sick, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. When I measure the stuff when I'm not doing good. Mm-hmm. When I'm walking around and wobbling and talking shit, okay, mm-hmm. yeah, you can fix me something to eat. But when I'm not doing good and I'm getting on your nerves, how do you treat me when I'm getting on your nerves? Mm-hmm. One thing Crystal did, I remember she was so mad at me, but she got up and she cooked me something. Mm-hmm. And I said, now that's love. That's love. Mad and upset.
Popping them pots, okay?
So that's what I think.
But even
that's the
action. That was in
better or worse.
But that is the do.
But it wasn't. It's not just that.
No,
but I'm just saying.
That's an example.
Yeah, it was an
what
example.
We're saying is the do. Is what I'm trying to say is you had to get a consistent, like all those different scenarios you named, even down to the Jeffersons. You saw something that they exuded.
I loved the Jeffersons when I was little.
Something that means you're doing it. It's an action. So if you're doing that, guess what? The consistency of that, consistency of you watching the Jeffersons.
Now the good times.
No,
they were
love,
they was suspect
baby.
To me.
Anyway, they was love.
I think James was cheating.
Like all of the different scenarios you named, seriously,
he was always losing his job.
Became a consistent thing that helped you form your perception of what you thought love was exuded by.
Right.
And that was the
and then I learned on my own.
And you learned on your own and through experience
and
what?
Being by myself.
Oh Lord.
I'm telling y'all, I took a hiatus. I was alone. I think I was single for like 4-5 years. I was by myself. And I went on dates. I took myself. Yes, I do. I know how to be by myself.
But you're going out the dark.
I know how to be by myself.
She lived her life.
Baby, I take myself. You gotta take yourself on dates. Go out to eat by yourself.
But see, even in going by yourself.
Yes.
Again, you are doing something to express something for yourself. You understand? They're still doing something. You are really taking the time out to express and understand who you are, what it is, how it is. What is important to you? What is not important to you? And by doing so, that makes a healthy boundary for you to even say what you're saying. Right. So, with all of that being said, I just really feel that there is still a measurement.
You gotta wrap it up.
It's still a measurement.
She's still gonna measure.
I'm gonna say that forever. It's still a measurement.
Let me tell you, she is Scorpio. She gonna go down with something.
I said this to my babies today. Kevin Ford, I see you online. Shout out to Kevin. We love you too, baby. At the end of the day, you might hear me fuss, argue, go down through there.
Auntie Kurt, I don't know.
They know me. Everybody know me, right?
I think James is cheating.
James, I don't know. Don't you talk about James. Don't you talk about James. But at the end of it all, they know through my acts. You know, people know. We all know in our relationships, situationship, friendships, because all of these are relationships. People, places, and things know your heart.
Doretha, you preaching.
What Doretha say?
Girl, love should make you feel good on a consistent basis.
Come on, write that word consistent. See, that's where people are that, and that is how you are able to measure. Honestly,
and I feel good consistently.
The consistency of your relationship, and that's what people think we just talking relational because we old fogey married folk. But I'm saying,
but I think when I say across the board, yeah, me too. I'm talking about friendships,
my family, my friendships, the students, all of them. I have so much love that there's a relational
your daughters,
thing.
Your sons.
It all goes across the board.
You gotta have boundaries.
When you're consistent, though.
Even with the dog, because we had to set boundaries with him, and he liked to cross them.
And he liked to cross them.
He's a boundary buster.
He's going to the highest bidder.
If y'all want a dog,
anyway, Tim said he got a good week left. No, but seriously,
he got a
in all seriousness, boundaries are important, and you have to have healthy boundaries. But you have to understand through communication and effective listening. How do we get to the next level of where that boundary can be maintained and improved upon? Because boundaries can be improved upon.
They can be improved upon when you communicate about it.
When you communicate effectively.
You can't change yourself and then
expect
people to
I can. I might wake up in the morning morning is Gail, and next week I might be Dorita. I'm just saying. But we love you guys. Again, we appreciate you guys watching the Butcher Queen podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in, Kevin, the Scorpio.
Please, everybody keep tuning
Auntie
in,
Kurt,
showing us love. We love you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Butcher Queen podcast.
And everybody else who watch, thank you for watching.
We love you guys so much. You got anything else too?
I don't know. We don't get. This week we got the pageant.
Listen, guys. Shout out to Morris Brown College. Of course, we are headlining the homecoming week. We were busting out the scene last year, and so this year we split up the event. So homecoming week is beginning in the AUC. Of course, we're leading that thing out. Let me put this commercial out there real quick. Morris Brown College is going to be in the y'all. When I tell you, homecoming's like no other homecomings. Of course, we are starting that thing on this Saturday with our pageant. It's a student-led event. Please support our students in the AUC.
We just got the menus. We have some green salad.
Shout out to our SGA, our Royal Court. Also to our Kevin James, our ambassadors. Y'all, they working and grinding. You know, they hear me fussing up.
Dr. Allen.
Dr. Allen, Ms. McKenzie, everybody grinding to make this week special. So the pageant will be hosted on this Saturday in Atlanta, Georgia. That is on Joseph E. Boone Boulevard. That's at Allen Temple AME. In their auditorium, we'll be hosting the pageant.
That'll be the beginning.
That's the beginning. But y'all check out Morris Brown or morrisbrown.edu, and you will see the list of
whole
events.
lineup.
Check out my page. Check out the Butcher Queen page.
I heard y'all supposed to be having Sookie there.
Baby Sookie done got Sookied.
Oh, she not gonna be there.
We'll talk about that later.
Butcher
Queen in the dark. We love you guys. Shout out to Morris Brown College, and shout out to you.
Who catering? Auntie Kurt said, who cooking?
Oh, baby, we got a whole bunch of cooks. Shout out to Chef
cater.
Baker, Omar Baker. He's cooking, so he's going to whip it up for us. But please come to our pageant. It will be hosted on Saturday at 3 p.m. The doors will be opened at 2. And again, check out Homecoming Week because it's going to be crazy in the AUC. So, AUC. Yes.
All right.
Atlanta University Center. We love you guys.
Peace.
For tuning in. Are you ready? Let's get it. Drop the beat. Don't matter. No, don't. Let's speak. Ooh, y'all sound good. You don't grab that drink. It's the what? It's so cute. This one you twerk.